Catherine again with Graceful Table, Flapping and Healthy in a Hurry menu, and we are moving on to the Parmesan crusted salmon bowls. Yum. I live in the Midwest. If you haven't picked up on that, we don't get a lot of fresh seafood around here. In fact, we get no fresh seafood. And so, it is good once in a while, like Costco will bring in some, extra vendors, if you will, to sell seafood. It's more fresh than normally. Typically, we have to buy things frozen here. And that's okay. So for this one, you can use fresh or frozen. If you're using fresh, I'm super envious because that's amazing. Couple options with this. If the thought of handling fish kind of gives you the grossies, I don't know what word I should use. You can purchase pre-cut fillets about this big without the skin on, and you could do this recipe like that. You also can do, I've got a very large fillet and I'm cutting that up in this demo, but so you could do that as well. You don't need to cut this up to get the chunks. So at the end goal is to coat the salmon and get chunks. So you can do that in chunks. You can also do that in fillets, smaller fillets, or you could do it in one big large fillet, either whole or cut up. So all that being said, what I'm going to show you is the most detailed option. And then if you choose to just do something a little bit larger, you're going to do the exact same process. You just do it at a larger scale. And then after you have baked your salmon, you'll just chunk it at that time. So I have got, okay, here we go. Look at this very large piece of salmon here. And so I've been cutting it into fillets and also cutting this way, right, to get chunks that look about like this. Okay, so chunks, and then I'm putting them on these paper towels on purpose just to kind of soak up any extra, I guess it's called juices, because they'll coat better if they're not, wet and slimy. So this is our mixture that we're going to use for coating. This is Parmesan cheese, and I do feel that grated works best with this. And then we're gonna add in our lemon garlic seasoning. Okay. And this is a little more than what I've got on the recipe, but I am making extra. Okay, so my thought with this and putting it in bite-sized pieces like this is that after we kind of flash freeze, I can use, or the kids can even use, these smaller modular sheet pans right in our air fryer, and they can cook this salmon in the air fryer. Okay, so that is why I chose to go this way. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna coat, and then I'm gonna flash freeze on here. So by flash freeze, I mean simply set in the freezer for maybe 20 to 30 minutes, at which point they should be frozen enough that you can remove them off the pan and put them into a freezer bag. And then you can just take them off the bag. But if you do not flash freeze, they all will be one big solid piece in your bag, which kind of defeats the purpose of doing the bites. Okay? So there you are. That's all we're going to do is we've got the mixture and we've got the cheese in here, and you can just kind of coat this up. I like to push them down a little bit just to get a little extra, on the top. Okay, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna give you one little trick that I use. This has nothing to do with the meal. This has to do with the state of my hands after I'm done. I use used coffee grounds to scrub my hands, and it will take any fish smell off. I also would recommend when you're coating these, if you can stay away from any type of plastic, that will help, those kind of tough smells to not linger quite as much. So, okay, so here we are just about done. I'm not gonna cut, I will keep working on this, but I'm just gonna wrap up this demo at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, what I already have cut. and then I will work on the rest. But I just wanted to at least have a rag handy, an idea of what these are gonna look like, okay? So these are, again, I will flash freeze these, and then they'll go, you can either bake them in their entirety, or you can take them out just as you need them and air fry them really quickly. Probably 15 minutes in the air fryer, maybe not quite that long because they're smaller. I'll do fillets for about 15 to 20 minutes. These bites, so maybe 12 to 15, just depending on what air fryer you have, okay? So there is a air fryer hack. I am going to go ahead and bake these in the air fryer, and then we're gonna come back and talk about how we take these and make them go further. Hey, check these babies out. Okay. Air fried to perfection. These are Parmesan, lemon, garlic, crusted salmon bites. So if you're anything like me and lacking in omegas because you are landlocked, this is a great recipe. These are going into a salad bowls with a mango vinaigrette. I will choose lettuce over rice, but I'd love to hear what you hear. Would you pick to do the bowl and do the rice, or do the salad with the lettuce or greens or whatever you do salads with?